Canto 24. Climb out of 6th Bolgia, 7th Bolgia, Leaves, Metamorphosis, Vanifucci. In that part of the youthful year, when the sun tempers its locks under Aquarius, and already the nights are moving south, when on the ground the frost copies the image of her white sister, but her pen retains its temper only briefly, the peasant, his provisions running short, rises to look, and sees the fields all white, and he strikes his thigh, goes back in his house, and complains here and there, like a wretch who knows not what to do. Then he goes forth again, and stores hope in his wicker basket again, seeing the face of the world has changed in a short time. And he takes his crook and drives the little sheep forth to pasture. So my master made me lose confidence, when I saw his brow so clouded, and just as quickly he applied the plaster to the wound. For, when we came to the ruined bridge, my leader turned to me with the sweet expression I first saw at the foot of the mountain. After first having taken counsel with him by examining the ruin carefully, he opened his arms and took hold of me. And like one who uses judgment as he acts, always seeming to look ahead, so, carrying me up to the top of one rock, he would look to another great splinter, saying, "Pull yourself up to that one next, but first test whether it will hold your weight." It was not a path for anyone wearing a cloak, since only with difficulty, though he was light and I was pushed from below, were we able to climb from outcrop to outcrop. And were it not that there the wall was shorter than on the other side, I do not know about him, but I would have been quite overcome. But because all Malabolge slopes toward the opening of the lowest pit, the nature of each valley requires that one wall be steep, the other low. Finally we reached the point where the last rock had broken off. My breath was so milked from my lungs when I arrived there that I could go no further, but rather sat down as soon as we arrived. "From now on you will have to cast off sloth in this way," said my master. "For one does not gain fame sitting on down cushions or while under coverlets, and whoever consumes his life without fame leaves a mark of himself on earth like smoke in the air or foam in the water. And therefore stand up, conquer your panting with the spirit that conquers in every battle, if it does not let the heavy body crush it down. A longer ladder must we climb. It is not enough to have left those others behind. If you understand me, now act, so that it may help you." I stood up then, pretending to be better furnished with breath than I felt, and said, "Go, for I am strong and bold." Up along the ridge we took our way, which was jagged, narrow, and difficult, and much steeper than the last. I was speaking as I went, so as not to seem feeble. And then a voice came from the next ditch, unapt to form words. I do not know what it said, although I was already mounting the arch that crosses there, but the speaker seemed to be moved to anger. I was looking downward, but my sharp eyes could not attain the bottom because of the dark, and I, "Master, when you reach the next belt, let us descend from the ridge, for as from here I hear, but cannot understand, so I look down, but make nothing out." "No other reply," he said, "do I give than action, for a virtuous request should be obeyed without discussion." We came down from the bridgehead where it joins the 8th bank, and then the pouch was made manifest to me, and I saw within it a terrible crowding of serpents, and of such a strange kind that the memory still curdles my blood. Let Libya brag of its sands no more, for if it produces Chalidri, Jaculi, and Phare, and Cancris with Amphisbaene, never did it show so many pestilences nor so poisonous, together with all Ethiopia and what lies beyond the Red Sea. Amid this harsh and savage plenty were running naked, terrified people, without hope of a crevice or a heliotrope. Their hands were bound behind them with snakes. These thrust through the loins their tails and heads and were knotted in front. And behold, a serpent hurled itself at one near our bank and transfixed him where the neck is knotted to the shoulders. Neither O nor I has ever been written so fast as he caught fire and burned and was all consumed, falling to ashes. And And when he was on the ground, destroyed, the dust gathered together by itself and instantly became the same one again. Thus the great sages profess that the phoenix dies and is reborn when it approaches its 500th year. In its life it eats neither grass nor grain, but only tares of incense and of balsam, and nard and myrrh are its winding sheet. And like one who falls, he knows not how, by the force of a demon that pulls him to the earth, or of some other occlusion that can bind a man, when he stands up, he gazes about all dismayed by the great anguish he has suffered, and sighs as he looks. Such was the sinner when he stood up. Oh, the power of God, how severe it is, what torrents of punishment it pours forth. My leader then asked him who he was, and he replied, I rained down from Tuscany not long ago into this fierce throat. Bestial life pleased me, not human, mule that I was. I am Vanni Fucci the beast, and Pistoia was a worthy lair for me. And I to my leader, tell him not to sneak off, and ask him what sin drove him down here, for I saw him a bloody, wrathful man. And the sinner, who heard, did not feign, but turned to me his mind and his face, and was covered with sad shame. Then he said, It pains me more to be caught in the wretchedness where you see me than when I was taken from the other life. I cannot refuse what you ask. I am placed so far down because I stole the beautiful appointments from the sacristy, and it was falsely blamed on others. But lest you joy in seeing me, if you ever get out of these dark places, open your ears to my message and listen. Pistoia first thins itself of blacks, then Florence makes new its laws and people. Mars draws from Valdemagra a hot wind, wrapped in roiling clouds and with impetuous, bitter violence. They will fight above Campopiceno, and he will suddenly break the cloud so that every wight will be stricken by it. And I have told you this that it may grieve you.